Chili peppers.
And as we soar through space at 17,500 miles per hour, each moment is a step closer to unlocking the mysteries of our Earth, our universe, and propelling our pioneering spirit even farther into space. So come along for the ride aboard the International Space Station.
Well, you heard a moving and saw a moving tribute to the science that's going on board the
Start of
International
stage 1
Space
cryo
Station.
helium loading.
And there you heard the call out that we're now cryo-loading liquid oxygen into the Falcon 9 rocket. Another great milestone passed. T-minus 29 minutes and counting. And here's now more about the crew that's going into space today. U.S. Space Force Colonel Nick Hague is your Crew-9 commander. He was selected by NASA as an astronaut in 2013. This will be his second space flight to the International Space Station. In 2018, as we've mentioned, he and his Soyuz crewmate experienced a catastrophic rocket booster malfunction after launch. They were forced to abort, but landed safely 5 months later. 5 months later, I should say.
Hello, guys.
Launched on another Soyuz and served.
All right, let's see. Let's watch the Crew-9 SpaceX launch.
203 days in space and performed
30 minutes or so.
The Kansas native is a test pilot.
It's still a go. The weather is still good.
Of the United States Air Force Academy. Nick spent 5 months in Iraq in support of Operation Iraq.
Let's see if they go.
He voluntarily transferred from the United States Air Force to the U.S. Space Force in 2021 and is an active colonel. His wife, Katie, is a retired U.S. Air Force colonel, and they have 2 sons. This is Mission Specialist Alexander Gorbanov's first flight to space ever. He studied engineering with qualifications in spacecraft in upper stages from the Moscow Aviation Institute. Gorbanov graduated from the military department with a specialty in operation and repair of aircraft, helicopters, and aircraft engines. Before his cosmonaut selection in 2018, he worked as an engineer for a rocket space corporation and helped support cargo spacecraft launches from the Baikonur Cosmodrome.
Alexander and Nick are an excellent pair. They've trained together for a long time.
How you guys doing? Say hi to us in the chat.
Highly trained and ready to go. T-minus 27 minutes and counting until liftoff. Let's head back out to NASA's Megan Cruz, who's joined now by NASA Administrator Bill Nelson and Deputy Administrator Pam Melroy.
I am, and it's so great to have them here at Florida.
27 minutes to go. Still a go.
Improving, so we're hopefully poised to send another 2 astronauts to the International Space Station, where, of course, we've had American astronauts there continuously for over 20 years. Talk to us about how international partnerships really help with American ingenuity in space.
Well, first of all, it shows that we are looking beyond our borders because we need our friends out there in other countries. And they have contributed greatly to this program. So, for example, on the big rocket that's going to go to the moon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Say hi to us in the chat. Don't forget to
From the European Space Agency.
like and share.
On our space station, there were originally about 15 international partners, and the number of countries that have used the space station is upwards of plus 40. So it is very much an international space program, and that's why it's called the International Space Station.
And actually, I'm going to ask you one more question since we're talking about how the International Space Station is really a test bed for us as we return back to the moon, go farther to Mars. Let's talk about the Artemis 2 mission. Are there any updates for that as we look forward to sending 4 astronauts to orbit the moon?
Well, we are looking forward to the next flight, Artemis 2. The crew has been named. Reed Wiseman is the commander. They're going to do everything in preparation for the 3rd Artemis, which will be the one that will go into lunar orbit, hook up with a SpaceX lander, and we will have then the first woman and the next man will walk on the moon.
Exciting to look forward to. Now, Deputy Administrator, let's go back and talk about Crew-9 now. So, we're launching with 2 empty seats. That's so NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams can return with Nick and Alexander early next year. What have Butch and Sonny been able to accomplish on the ISS since
And
they got
as
there
we
in June?
soar through space
Well,
at
the good news is
17,500
having
miles per
2
hour,
extra sets of
each
hands means more
moment
than 80 hours a week of extra work that can go into critical science, but also maintaining the station. So they have really contributed. Crew time is really precious on orbit. It feels like there's never enough. But I would like to highlight a couple of experiments that they have been working on that I think are exciting, both because of
The weather is still
how
kind of
they
50-50
impact
there.
future spaceflight.
It's still waiting on the goal for launch.
So the plant
The
manager
countdown is still going. 24 minutes to go.
which is testing different techniques for transporting water to plants. Now, in space, in microgravity, water doesn't flow the same way without gravity to take care of it. But what's interesting is not only will that help us when we go to the moon and we go on to Mars, the ability to grow our own plants, but it also affects hydroponic systems here on Earth. The other experiment that I think is really significant is looking at taking some tissue cultures of the bone marrow that creates platelets, right? Very important in our blood system. And they're going to grow them in cultures. And part of that is to look at blood clotting and how those cells develop and how it might work in space.
Right.
But it also is going to help us understand blood clots better here in gravity by being able to compare the two.
I know.
So
such
they are
great
doing
experiments.
very significant science.
Yeah, it's always so great to have veteran astronauts there as well. All right, so let's head back over now to our commentators in Hawthorne, California. Thank you both.
Thank you, Megan. As we continue to count down, let's take a closer look at the vehicles that will be taking Crew-9 to the International Space Station today. Falcon 9 is a two-stage rocket developed and manufactured by SpaceX, known for its safe, reliable, and cost-effective access to space. It's also the first and currently the only orbital-class rocket capable of reflight. Sitting at the top of Falcon 9, Dragon and its trunk stand over 26 feet tall. There are 2 windows on the spacecraft, plus 1 under the nose cone. The nose cone opens shortly after launch to expose the forward bulkhead thrusters and docking mechanism that will connect to the space station. Dragon's trunk holds solar cells, which power Dragon while it's in free flight. The trunk can also carry unpressurized cargo.
Dragon has 16 Draco thrusters that can be used in space to help navigate the spacecraft to its destination, each providing 90 pounds of force. That doesn't include the 8 Super Draco thrusters used for an abort, which are no longer active once the crew is in orbit.
Dragon has played a significant role in advancing our future in space by safely transporting crew to and from the space station. There's currently 4 Dragon spacecraft supporting human spaceflight missions that have docked to the station, and those are Endeavour, Resilience, Endurance, and Freedom. Designed to be the safest spacecraft ever flown, Dragon is capable of carrying up to 7 passengers to and from Earth orbit and beyond.
Crew-9 is SpaceX's 15th human spaceflight mission since 2020, when Dragon became the first private spacecraft to take humans to the International Space Station. Dragon has completed over 47 launches and flown 54 astronauts representing 14 countries. Throughout all of those missions, Dragon has helped support more than 1,000 experiments. Altogether, the reusable Dragon spacecraft have completed 8 human spaceflight missions on behalf of NASA and visited the station 42 times under NASA's commercial resupply and commercial crew programs.
And through all of that, Dragon has proven to be quite a versatile spacecraft. It can autonomously dock to the space station when outfitted with the ISS docking adapter, as it is for today's flight. When not going to the space station and in free flyer mode, the docking adapter can be swapped out for a cupola. Then, of course, you have our newest option, the Skywalker hardware, to support extravehicular activities, which the crew just used for the first time during Polaris Dawn. Continuing down the vehicle, we have the second stage. The second stage is powered by a single Merlin vacuum or MVAC engine, and this engine is optimized to perform in the vacuum of space. After stage separation, the MVAC will ignite and carry Dragon to its target orbit. The Falcon 9's first and second stages are connected by the black interstage, which houses the MVAC engine and the systems that decouple the 2 stages during stage separation. Below that, of course, is the first stage, which is powered by 9 Merlin engines. These 9 Merlin engines provide the initial thrust to lift Falcon 9 off the pad and clearing the tower through the lower, thicker parts of the Earth's atmosphere. Each of these 9 Merlin 1D engines delivers about 190,000 pounds of thrust at sea level, and that gives Falcon 9 a combined 1.7 million pounds of thrust.
After stage separation, stage 1 will return to Earth for recovery and reuse on a future mission using a combination of the Merlin sea-level engines and the 4 titanium grid fins located near the top of the booster, which will guide it during its re-entry and landing. The Falcon 9 first stage is also equipped with 4 landing legs that deploy just before landing to allow for a vertical touchdown on either a drone ship or a landing pad. And today we'll be attempting to land this booster at landing zone 1 back at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The second stage will power Dragon into its initial low Earth orbit before separating, leaving Dragon to continue its journey to the space station using its own thrusters. About 40 seconds after separation, Dragon's nose cone deploy sequence will begin, exposing the guidance navigation controls that help Dragon autonomously fly to the space station.
With T0 coming up in just under 20 minutes, our teams at the Cape are doing a series of system checks to ensure Dragon and Falcon 9 are ready for flight. So for now, let's check in with Ronnie for a quick status update.
Thanks, Atticus. We are still looking good for an on-time launch just under 20 minutes from now. Both Dragon and Falcon 9 continue to be healthy. As we continue to listen and watch the countdown, our teams are prepping the vehicle for flight. Propellant loading of both RP1 and liquid oxygen began at T-minus 35 minutes. We also heard the call out that the launch escape system is now armed. The launch escape system is designed to propel Dragon away from Falcon 9 in the event of an emergency during launch. The range, which is monitoring the keep out zones, among other key flight requirements.
Sorry about that. Okay, now you can hear, huh? So this mission here, the Crew-9 mission, is the mission that's it's gonna rescue, right? It's gonna rescue the 2 NASA astronauts. They're stranded. They're not stranded. They are not in danger or anything. The capsule that they use, right? The Boeing capsule, right? They had a malfunction. They couldn't return to Earth, so now they're gonna be rescued, right, by the NASA SpaceX Dragon capsule, right? They're gonna go there to the International Space Station and bring them back home, and that's the mission, right? And they're gonna see a landing, right, on the landing zone 1. So the booster is gonna land, it's gonna return, and it's gonna land back on Earth, right? This booster is not gonna land on the probe in the ocean. The probe is gonna come back and land at the Kennedy Space Station in Florida, right? Cape Canaveral. Thanks for watching. Are they gonna come back tomorrow? Tomorrow, I think the landing it's 4:20. Let me see. Let me take a look here.
We anticipate that the hatch will be opened about an hour and a half after docking. When they enter the orbital outpost, Crew-9 will be greeted by the rest of their Expedition 72 crew and will come together for opening remarks. The anticipation for launch continues here in Mission Control. How's it looking on the Space Coast, Daryl?
Well, we're looking pretty good, Nilifer, and thank you very much. Weather improving.
All right, that's the image. That's the video from inside.
We are 16 minutes and 37 seconds away from the launch.
Oh wait, no, the astronaut's gonna come back in February of 2025.
Stage 2 LOX load has started.
Okay. They're gonna come back with the same crew, right? They're gonna come back. Oh, okay. Now I got it. So there's a mission, right? There's a Crew-9. SpaceX Crew-9 mission was supposed to have 4 astronauts on that mission. Now you can see there is only 2, and there are 2 seats, right? 2 empty seats. Those 2 empty seats are to be used to the 2 astronauts. They're there waiting to be rescued, right? It's not rescue again. It's like a Lyft, right? Uber ride. So the SpaceX is working as a Uber, right, to bring them home, and they are scheduled to return February of 25 next year. They're gonna stay there doing experiments and doing some work there. So yeah, why not? They have plenty of food. They have plenty of water. It's not that they are in danger or anything.
They are, of course, looking forward to the work that's ahead of them on the International Space Station. Perhaps a little bit sad to be leaving family and friends, but they'll be talking to them soon once they have docked to the International Space Station.
Let's see. Let's hear the astronauts.
Review all of the hard work that has gone into this moment in the preparation and to be ready to execute the mission, which they will do very well.
Speaking of hard work, you both trained for Crew-9 for a year and a half. And so from a human level, we know you are professional astronauts. Your seats were needed for Butch and Sonny to bring them back.
Let's see. Let's hear the astronauts.
For you personally, when you learned that you wouldn't be flying today, but you would be flying some other time, but not today.
Yeah, gosh, Daryl, I think I felt a lot of emotion when I saw Stephanie walking through the door there. It's bittersweet, but it's a really beautiful thing.
All right, you see the two empty seats? Those two empty seats, it's going to be used when the Dragon capsule returns to Earth on February of 2025, next year, right? Next year. So the two NASA astronauts, they're gonna
exciting.
Uber, right? Back home.
For the most part, I'm feeling a lot of joy and
I think
pride
that's
in our space program.
that's the best word to describe, right?
Especially Alexander. This is his first
They're gonna
launch
Uber
to space.
back home.
Nick, this will be his second mission to the International Space Station. It's going to be a beautiful day, and I think
for you, Steph?
Yes, very, very similar. I think that we all train together. Adaptability and flexibility is key as we look across our corps. You know, we all train for various roles, and we select people that can serve in various roles and can be seamlessly thrown into different roles. And excited for them. We're always excited.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and share.
Of course, we wish we
Let us know where you're watching from. Comment in the chat what you think.
Of course, want to be together. We have built
gonna be a beautiful lunch today.
And camaraderie and learned for
I
the
hope.
goals for the Crew-Dragon and for the International
And
Space
let's
Station.
watch until the end because we're gonna see the booster landing back at Cape Canaveral, right?
And that
The-
launch just
the stage
12
one
minutes
booster
away, a little over
is gonna
12
come back and
minutes
land
away, the
at
Falcon
Cape
9
Canaveral.
rocket. Well, this is a booster that can be reused more than a few times with minimal maintenance. At the time that this launch happens,
There you go. That's the
over,
video of the
International Space Station. Rather, will be flying 260 statute miles over northeast Bulgaria. Crew-9
Dragon
will then
capsule.
spend the next 28 hours or so chasing down the International
Little
Space
cloudy.
Station for a
I think
rendezvous
the weather is still a
currently
go.
targeted for
There are no
September
lightning.
29th at
Usually they
5:30
scrub the
p.m.
launch when they are lightnings
Live coverage
within, I think it's
NASA
20
TV
miles of the
docking,
launch pad.
which will arrive,
Launch pad.
when it does dock, about 2
All right,
hours
11 minutes to go.
before.
Let's see that.
And so I want to thank Stephanie Wilson for
Thanks for
coming
watching,
in and
guys. Don't
joining
forget
us.
to
We
like,
really
share.
Appreciate your time and being here. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. As we continue to count down, T-minus 11 minutes and 42 seconds and counting, getting close to terminal count. We want to commend both Stephanie Wilson and Zena Cardman
10
for
minutes
their
to go.
professionalism and for their support of their fellow
Beautiful
crew
view across the
members and friends who are going up today.
across that bay.
That's absolutely right, Daryl. It's an exciting day to be here, and although 50% of us are staying on the ground this morning, we are part of this mission, this Crew-9
Still a goal.
mission, and we're so proud to be part of the team that got this Dragon freedom.
Let's go.
Nick Hague
Crew-9.
and Alexander Gorbunov ready for flight today. Thinking about another minute or so, we'll hear the next expected call that the crew displays are configured for launch. We'll hopefully hear at that point some great words from our commander.
That's right. Nick Hague is going to have some words for us, so we're going to tune into that. And you and I will join Stephanie outside and watch your friends launch to space. In the meantime, let's send it out to SpaceX.
Nice view.
SpaceX, confirm crew displays are configured for launch.
Did I hear go for launch?
So good news there from Mission Control.
Yeah.
And our next major countdown event will be around the...
And SpaceX Freedom. We can confirm our displays are configured for launch. I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank the entire team around the world
So go for launch.
your hard work and dedication to get us to this point. Alex and I are ready and honored to represent you and everyone back on Earth. A huge thanks to our families and friends for your unwavering support, and to Crew-9, unbreakable. We go together.
Good job. There you go. We go for launch. T-minus 9 minutes and 41 seconds.
And we're looking forward to seeing a full capsule at splashdown.
Really exciting.
They'll be back next year
Commander Nick
with the
Hague.
two NASA
And with that, we're just
astronauts.
about 9.5 minutes to launch, and right now the Falcon 9 launch commit criteria are being checked by our onboard computers. Those launch commit criteria are specific thresholds and data that tell us that the rocket is healthy. There are many systems in place to ensure that the rocket and crew are both safe leading up to liftoff and during flight. And now that we're approaching terminal count, our teams are performing those final checks.
Just coming up on 9 minutes before launch right now, we just heard from Commander Nick Hague. He and Alexander Gorbanov are suited. They are seated in Dragon Freedom there, as you can see on the screen. We have teams here at Mission Control Hawthorne monitoring the vehicle, both Dragon and Falcon 9. Meanwhile, in Houston, as we heard from Nilifer, some of those teams in console positions are keeping tabs on the space station, its reboost
Godspeed to all.
making sure everything is
Yes,
looking
Walter,
good
let's
for
go.
Dragon's arrival
8 minutes.
tomorrow.
T-minus
We're
8
about
minutes
a
and counting.
9-minute ride to orbit today, and that's the point that the second stage will cut off. After that, Dragon and the second stage will continue to coast for another few minutes, and then they will separate. You'll be hearing some performance calls as we get into this final countdown, and then after liftoff. These are SpaceX flight controllers reporting on trajectory, speed, booster performance, and other key milestones. And there are also some other calls you'll hear the crew make after liftoff. The crew will report out on a few number and letter combinations, and these mark different abort zones through the flight up the eastern seaboard. The first two are 1A and 1B, and these are available when the first stage is firing. The next are 2A through 2E. Those will come into play once the second stage kicks in, but we will only hear the call for 2A. Diverting a little bit from the other naming system, you will also hear the call Shannon.
Let's meet that's the crew.
Ireland. That means the crew could target off the coast of Ireland if they needed to abort later in the second stage burn. Again, you'll hear these calls throughout the flight uphill, along with the key performance callouts from the guidance, navigation, and control officer, as well as the propulsion lead.
All right.
One of the next callouts we're listening for in our countdown is the announcement that Stage 1 engine chill has started, which is one of the key processes that prepares the engines on board our first stage for flight. Right now,
the smoke that you see coming out of the
engines, but at minutes,
spacecraft over there, it's just the liquid oxygen fuel, right? And liquid hydrogen that is really cold.
Stage 1 engine chill has started.
Confirmation there that engine chill has started.
All right.
Now we do this because the super chilled and densified liquid oxygen on board is really, really cold. So we use the process.
Yeah, there we go. That
she
explaining.
Down to a cooler temperature before flowing all of the LOX and propellant into it during flight. At liftoff, Falcon 9 is consuming.
Again, those two seats there, they are empty right now inside of the Dragon capsule.
And ensures nominal
the two NASA astronauts.
The next thing we're listening in for is
they're going to come back on them next year. They're going to Uber home. All right, 6 minutes and counting.
Or rocket fuel that propels the crew into orbit. All of that RP-1 is fully, or we are waiting to hear that it is fully loaded onto the rocket, and the second stage loading was completed earlier. So we're still loading liquid oxygen as well on the first.
This is the most dangerous. One of the moments there is a.
Confirmation right on time that RP-1,
the danger, right, of being there.
Complete. Again, still
inside
loading
of that
liquid oxygen
capsule,
on the first and second
because now the
stages. We need
the whole
this to
whole
combine
thing
with
is
the
full of
densified
fuel.
kerosene.
Anything
That
can go
RP1
wrong and
liquid
explode.
powder
That's not
pellet
what
needs
we
an
want to see, right?
oxidizer to combine
That's why the
with
whole
in order
area,
to ignite.
it's also
Coming up next at the 5-minute mark, we'll hear the call for Dragon to configure for
evacuated,
thermal count
right?
and then
And the only
transition
two
over to
person,
internal power. And then we'll hear
the only
that the
two
power tanks
human
on Falcon
beings,
9 are
they are
gonna
right
be
now in this
pressurized with
5-mile
enough
radio
additional
area,
rigidity and
safety area,
structural
right?
support for the rocket
Are
as
the
we get
two
ready for the strong back to
astronauts.
retract.
And they have an
Strong back
emergency
provides access to
escape.
Falcon 9's fueling lines and umbilicals for both prop load and the different gases being loaded on board. The clamp arms will open and it'll move just a couple of degrees at first, and then we will see it swing open completely at the moment of liftoff. We'll continue to check through a couple more fueling milestones, including one around the 2-minute mark before flight, where we'll hear liquid oxygen loading is complete on the second stage.
All right, fuel is almost done.
Falcon 9 tanks are pressurizing for strong back retract.
Dragon in configure for terminal count.
Now under 5 minutes to launch, we are in
Right.
terminal count, meaning
4 minutes and
Dragon
counting.
onboard computers take control of the spacecraft. Again, we are still watching first stage as its liquid oxygen loading continues. That'll be complete around 3 minutes, followed by completion of second stage liquid oxygen loading about 1 minute later.
Strong back retract has started.
Just heard that call out.
Baby is asking, who are the two crew members? Oh yeah, they are experienced. Experienced NASA astronauts.
There we go, just coming
It's
out
Nick
of those clouds of
Hague.
liquid oxygen.
And
We
let me
just
see,
got to
who's the
those
other one?
clamp arms opening up around stage 2.
And Alexander
What's gonna happen now is that our strong back
Gurbanov.
will recline
It's a
just about
cosmonaut.
2 degrees away from the vehicle. But the TE will throw back all the way to 45 degrees at liftoff.
They are
clearing
both
the way for
flew
Falcon
other
9
missions
to leave the
before.
pad. As Leah mentioned, that strong back does route the vehicle's fluid and telemetry lines all the way up to the rocket and our spacecraft today.
And they're gonna rescue the two NASA astronauts, Butch and Suni Williams.
The strong back
They're
moving away from
were
Falcon
launched
9 and
aboard a
Dragon.
Starliner, right? The
They're
Boeing
on the bottom
Starliner
right-hand side of your screen.
that had a some kind of
With
an
that, we are
issue.
just about
Was not
30
safe for them
seconds
to
away
come
from
back.
LOX load
So they're gonna
completion
be back
on board the
next
first
year.
stage.
I mean, it's a kind of a, it's a shame for Boeing, right, to rely on SpaceX, Elon Musk SpaceX,
As
for
Dragon
this
mentioned,
rescue.
standing by just about 20
Again,
seconds
it's not a
from now, we're
rescue,
expecting
but
to hear
yeah,
the
it's kind
liquid
of,
oxygen loading will finish.
because
Again,
no one
this
is in
required
danger.
to combine with that RP1, the densified kerosene, to give us the
Thanks, guys. Don't forget to
chemical
subscribe
composition
if you
we
haven't
need
subscribed
propel
yet
the
to our
rocket
channel.
into space.
Like
All of these white
and,
clouds of
and
vapor you see on your screen
comment
are
below what you
normal.
think.
We will continue to see them build as we get
Say hi to
closer
us in the
launch,
chat.
and that's due to the
If you have any
liquid
questions,
oxygen
go ahead
is
and ask.
super chilled, so some of that does boil off in the hot Florida air.
Hit that
Stage
subscribe
1
button.
LOX load is complete.
All right,
There's confirmation right on
less
time
than 3 minutes to go.
And on internal power.
Let's go.
that we both have LOX load complete on the stage 1 and that Dragon is on internal power.
Let's go, Falcon 9.
We are expecting
That's the
LOX
Falcon
loading
9
to last for
rocket
just
with
about
the
another 30 seconds
Dragon
on board stage 2.
capsule,
And then we should
right?
see a vent down of the TE
Let's
LOX
go,
line.
Falcon
That's going to
9.
produce another one of those large white clouds moving away from the vehicle. Again, as Leah just mentioned, that is totally normal and happens when that cooler liquid oxygen.
Yeah, keep
that's
an eye on
venting
those
off
lightnings
the
for
surface
us.
of the tanks
They can scrub
comes
this
into
lunch at
contact with
any
that
moment.
humid Florida air along the Space Coast.
Let's hope that's not gonna scrub the lunch or T-minus 2 minutes and counting. Oh yes, Suni Williams,
Standing by now
she
for
is really
stage 2
experienced.
liquid oxygen loading to be complete.
Stage 2 LOX load is complete.
All right, let's go.
Dragon in auto idle.
With confirmation of that liquid oxygen load complete, gas closeout
Ground
has
gas closeout has started.
All right, oxygen loading complete.
right on time. That gas closeout has begun.
So
we are
the
now
spacecraft
isolating
is
all the
full
feed
of
lines for the
liquid
gas
oxygen
systems
right
from the
now.
Falcon 9 rocket. Those will then get vented overboard through the umbilicals and the strong back itself, and you can actually hear that venting right
All right,
now.
let's hope
Now, something else you'll see is our sound
that everything
suppression
goes
techniques.
well.
Our rockets
T-minus
are
1
super
minute and
loud,
10
and
seconds
that
and
sound can
counting.
impart pressure loads back on the rocket itself. So just before liftoff, you'll see a ton of water.
Let's
dumping
go,
onto
Falcon
the pad.
9.
This absorbs
Go,
and
go,
prevents
go,
the
go,
sound
go.
from hitting the structure and reverberating back onto the rocket.
T-minus 1 minute.
FPS is armed. Falcon 9 is in startup and is now controlling.
Dragon in countdown.
Let's go. No
Now we are in
lightning, no
countdown.
lightnings.
The flight computer on Dragon will switch to countdown mode.
Let's hear
And
the
we've also
call
heard
out.
The flight
Freedom,
termination
SpaceX.
system is armed.
Go for launch.
Go for launch. 40 seconds. We got the go for launch.
Freedom,
Go,
let's
go,
for
go.
launch.
Go, Falcon 9. Godspeed.
That's our final go for launch. SpaceX reporting go and the crew reporting
T-minus
go.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Let's hear. I have goosebumps now.
15 seconds.
15. Let's go.
Standing by for the first
T-minus
launch of
10,
humans
9,
from Space Launch
8,
Complex 40.
7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine start. And lift off. Let's go. Go, Falcon 9.
Crew-9. Go SpaceX. Go Falcon. Go 9.
Let's go.
Liftoff of Crew-9 now soaring to the International Space Station.
Stage 1 Alpha.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Copy 1 Alpha.
Beautiful.
Those 9
That drone-
Falcon engines now providing
Fuel.
1.7 million pounds of thrust.
Go,
propelling
go, go,
Falcon 9
go,
and
go.
Crew-9 and continuing to get good calls from teams here on the ground.
Let's go. Let me move my
Of
camera.
course, these incredible views mean we are just
So you can
a
see
little
the
bit
numbers
past
there.
30 minutes or 30 seconds into our 9th rotational crew
Power
mission
range telemetry nominal.
on board Dragon and Falcon 9 with good callouts from mission control that everything is
1
looking
throttle
good.
down.
With that, stage 1 is throttling down to pass through max
Let's go,
speed,
Falcon
which is
9.
a period of maximum dynamic pressure on Falcon 9 during ascent.
Max Q.
Confirmation of max Q,
Vehicle is supersonic.
and that Falcon 9 is now
Max
traveling
Q,
faster
supersonic.
than the speed of sound.
That speed that's in kilometers per hour, and that altitude is in kilometers as well.
Stage 1 Bravo.
Let's go. Beautiful view of the
Bravo.
east coast of Florida right
That
now.
call out for 1 Bravo means
It's a
we're
little
in the
cloudy.
second and final abort mode for the first stage and continuing to get good performance.
MVAC chill is underway.
Crew is pulling just over 2 Gs at this point.
2,400
Next up,
kilometers
the
per
engine chill
hour.
on The second stage MVAC engine has begun, and then we will have MECO, or main engine cutoff, where the 9 engines on the first stage will cut off ahead of the first and
Hey,
the second
David,
stages,
thanks for
and then
watching.
will separate from
Hello,
one another.
David.
Then
Let's
that
go.
single Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage will ignite and continue to carry
And
Crew-9
don't go
forward
anywhere
while
because
the
we're gonna
first
watch
stage begins its journey back to
the
Earth.
booster landing. Okay, we're gonna watch the booster land back at the Cape.
2
At
minutes
the
in,
Cape,
and the crew is now traveling over 2,600
the
miles
booster's
per
gonna
hour.
land back at the Cape as the stage 2 continues his journey.
Stage 1
to
is throttling down.
Confirmation there from mission control that stage 1
Space
is throttling down
International
as we
Space
prepare
Station.
for
Look at that
main
beautiful
engine
view.
cutoff,
Here goes
followed shortly
separation.
thereafter by stage separation and
Stage
second
separation.
engine start 1.
Stage
You
1.
did hear mission control out that we are chilling our
MECO.
MECO.
There's confirmation of MECO.
Main
Stage
engine
separation
cut off.
confirmed.
And stage 1 separation
Stage 2
confirmed. Stage 2
MVAC ignition.
Copy 2 Alpha.
second engine start.
With that, we have
Second
had
stage
confirmation
engine.
of MECO, stage sep, and the ignition of our MVAC engine on board stage 2.
Stage 2 is now it's
Our next major
nominal,
milestone is going to be the
and
beginning
the
of
stage 1 on the
one
left.
boost
That's a
track burn,
camera on the
which
left.
is
It's a stage
expected
1 coming
in
back to Earth,
just
and
a couple
on the
seconds.
right is the stage 2.
Of course, if you are just joining us, you've got views of our first stage on the left-hand side of your screen and of MVAC burning with our Crew-9 astronauts aboard up in space on the right.
Beautiful view from Earth, right?
Now we are.
There are
coming
some
up
people
on
that
3
still
minutes
believe
and
that
20
the
seconds
Earth
since
is flat.
Liftoff today, traveling over 4,000 miles per hour and 76 miles downrange.
On the left again is the stage 1. On the right, stage 2.
As our first stage makes its way back to Earth, we are tracking.
And
a
the first
landing
stage is
attempt
gonna
today
come
at
back
landing
and land
zone 1,
back at the
not
Cape.
too far from where we
So
lifted
let's
off
watch.
in
That's
Cape
gonna be
Canaveral, Florida.
beautiful.
Dragon SpaceX nominal trajectory.
All right, beautiful
Confirmation there that both vehicles
Freedom copy, nominal trajectory.
are on nominal trajectories. Everything looking good. Everything is looking good.
Yeah, that FAA thing is fighting with Elon
And we're
Musk,
getting
right,
good
to
performance on that single Merlin
give the
vacuum engine
permission
on the
to
second
launch that
stage.
Starship.
The Crew's G-load dips right
Come
now.
on.
We are going to prepare to hit the separation event. Right now, they're about 1 G, which is about what we're used to experiencing on Earth.
Look at the rats in this on the stage. People are calling that rats, right? Those are not rats on the engine of the stage. Should see people, oh,
Cruise
there are
traveling
rats on the
almost
stage on
5,000
the engine.
miles per hour
That's
now,
fake.
105
They are
miles
rats.
in altitude.
No, that's not. Those are not rats. I don't know if you saw that moving on the engine there.
As we await the entry burn for our
Mouses, right? The people, oh, that's mice. Mice on the engine.
You can also
That's
see
fake.
2 of our titanium
No.
grid fins, which are the primary mechanical structures.
Dragon, SpaceX, nominal trajectory.
Confirmation there from mission control that everything is still
Here goes,
looking
here
good.
goes on the stage too. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Moving. You see that?
Now, as I mentioned,
You see this
those
moving
grid
here, right
fins are
there.
the primary
Right here.
mechanical structures that we use
On
to
the-
steer the booster back
Let's see if we
toward
can
its
see it
landing
again.
zone, which today
People are
is
saying,
also
oh, there are
known as Cape
mice,
Canaveral.
mice on the engine.
Just as kind of a quick point of reference, those grid fins are
Right
about
there, right
2.5
there. Look at
feet,
here.
so
It's gonna.
roughly the size of a
Oh,
coffee
here
table.
goes another one. Another mice. Mice. That's not mice.
Getting our first tracking shots of the booster on its way back to Earth. Again, we are tracking the first stage on the left-hand side of your screen and
Look at
MVAC
that.
up
Look
in
over
space
here.
on the right.
Let's see if we can see another mice.
And we do continue
People
to
are
hear
calling-
good calls for that second stage. Again, we will see this continue to fire until close to 9 minutes into the flight. Now at 5 minutes and 45 seconds since liftoff today. This is accelerating Dragon to more than
Dragon,
17,000.
SpaceX, nominal trajectory.
More good news.
Freedom copies, nominal trajectory.
Those are just dust
The second
condensation,
stage is bringing
right,
Dragon
from
to
the
more than
engine. That's not.
17,000 miles per hour.
People
That
are
puts our
calling
crew
mice,
in
but that's
orbit.
just
The
condensation.
single Merlin
All right,
vacuum
let's see.
engine
Here
can
comes the
produce
stage
over
1. It's gonna land back.
220,000 pounds of thrust in the vacuum of space.
Right? Yeah. But people are calling mice because they are saying that it was fake. Right? Walter, people are saying, oh, that's fake. Oh, engine. Here comes the stage 1. People that flat earthers, right? The people that believes in that Earth is flat, right? They are calling mice because they think that the whole thing is fake, right? Oh, how can a mice survive in the space? That's fake. Yeah, but
the entry burn is
not
used
mice.
by Falcon 9 to slow the vehicle down before it reaches the denser parts
Ah,
of
here
the
comes.
Earth's atmosphere.
Dragon,
Let's watch.
SpaceX, nominal trajectory.
Oh wow, look at that
Nominal
view on the
trajectories
left.
there
View on
for
the
mission
left.
Control.
Stage 1 landing. Whoa! And you hear the sonic boom. Let's hear the
entry burn
sonic
is,
boom.
of course, followed by the landing burn, during which time we'll light 3 of the
Let's see if we can hear the
Merlin
sonic boom.
engines on board the first stage. And we expect to see that landing burn just about a minute before we expect Dragon to be inserted into orbit.
Here comes.
So we have 2 very exciting phases of flight, both for our first stage and our Crew-9 astronauts happening here at the same time.
Boom, boom. No boom? There we go. Beautiful. We are back.
Stage 2, FTS has paced.
Amazing. You hear that boom? Sonic boom? Boom, boom. That's when the stage 1 goes from supersonic to subsonic speeds.
On their way to space.
All right, here see the mice.
Continue to get
Let's see if
good
we can see the
calls
mice
for
there.
this second stage, that
Another
Merlin
mice.
vacuum engine continuing to fire and propel our crew, now moving over 12,600 miles per hour and 611 miles downrange.
Beautiful view. Look at that orange.
Just over 8 minutes
That
since
heat
liftoff
right from the
today,
engine.
So we
Beautiful.
are expecting to see this continue to fire until just about the 9-minute mark, at which point this engine will cut off. And of
Another
course,
mice. I
Dragon
saw
will
another one.
coast for a few
I
minutes
saw another
till
one
we
over
pass
there.
to the second stage.
Another mice. Did you see it? Let me know in the chat if you saw the mice. Let's see if you see it. Let me know in the chat if you see another mice.
That call.
Copy, Shannon.
That call is for Shannon, Ireland. That would be the abort zone if we were to abort at this point in the flight. However, we are continuing.
You saw one?
Good calls about Dragon's performance.
MVAC shutdown.
Confirmation of the Merlin vacuum engine shutting down.
Dragon, SpaceX, nominal orbit insertion.
Good news there from
And Freedom
mission,
copies nominal orbital insertion.
from mission control and our crew that we have had nominal
Dragon,
orbit insertion.
SpaceX, launch escape system disarmed.
All right, here goes the pairing.
Freedom copies, LES disarmed.
In
Red Glare said I talked too much. Sorry. I'm excited.
On their way to the International Space Station, having taken off from Space Launch Complex.
All right, tomorrow is the let me see
now
here.
being in a good or expected orbit. We'll continue to coast for these few minutes, and then we get our first views inside the capsule of our 2 crew members, Nick Hague and Alexander Gorbanov. They are just continuing to stay in their suits and in their seats during this dynamic portion of the flight. We're going to continue to coast for a few minutes after this second stage engine cutoff. This allows the rates and motion from that long burn.
It's tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern. No, 5:30 Central. 6:30 Eastern. That's going to be the dock.
Residual motion that basically makes sure we're in a stable coast.
I'll try to do a live stream again tomorrow for the docking.
About 12 minutes into the flight. So about a minute and a half from now, we expect to see Dragon actually separating from the second stage. Again, we did hear the crew has been successfully inserted into a
All right,
good
Seco,
orbit. And again,
second
this
engine
is
cut
them
off.
Now in microgravity, one of them, Alexander Gorbanov, for the very first time.
So as Leah mentioned, we are now just a few minutes away from the separation of Dragon from stage 2, during which time a number
All right,
of
let's see the
activation
separation
checkouts
from
occur.
Dragon. Let's see
Automatically,
the
of course,
Dragon
we're gonna be
separation.
checking out 12 of the Draco maneuvering thrusters all around the service section of the Dragon spacecraft. We're also, of course, going to get ready for that nose cone opening, which will allow Dragon to dock with the International Space Station about 28 hours from now. The nose cone stays closed for the flight uphill to help protect against all of the guidance, navigation, and control sensors and Dragon's docking adapter. It's also covering 4 of our Draco thrusters that will be used for the majority of different phasing burns required as Dragon chases down the space station. We are currently standing by for that separation, which could happen anytime.
So the second stage, when they separate, the second stage is destroyed. They never recover. The only piece of the equipment that they recover
vigilant, though. They are able to monitor
from
those
launch is the
crew
first
displays in
stage,
front of them,
which it
keep
just
up with
landed.
what's
But
going
the
on
second
in the
stage,
mission. They could take control if they needed to. However, it's been
it
a
burns
seamless
back
ride to space today.
into the atmosphere.
Good views there, looking up into Dragon's trunk, looking at the heat shield on the bottom of Dragon that Crew-9 will use when it returns home early next year.
Waiting for... All right, there we go. Dragon separation. Nice. Beautiful view. Look at that.
Dragon separation confirmed.
There.
And Freedom copies, good separation.
The Earth is flat. Trust me.
Dragon, Chief Engineer on Countdown 1. Nick, Alex, on behalf of the entire team, we thank you for
Great
flying
job.
Falcon 9 today and wish you a great mission.
In 12 minutes. That's it. 12 minutes. That's all it took for the from launch to Dragon separation. Amazing.
Zena, Stephanie, Nick, Alex.
That's what it takes for me to go from here to my local Walmart. 12 minutes. And in 12 minutes they are in orbit. In orbit. 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 Ah, my accent.
Couldn't say it any better. Thank you guys. You know, we had the opportunity to meet so many people that were involved with the Falcon 9 and along the way.
Beautiful view. All right, so tomorrow we're gonna watch the docking, right? I'm gonna try to live stream again tomorrow. And the second stage is gonna be destroyed once it goes and burns, comes back to Earth and burns into the atmosphere. So now the Dragon 9 is gonna take a whole full day, 24 hours. Little over 24 hours to reach International Space Station, which is going to be tomorrow at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern time. We're going to try to do that live stream again. And we're gonna watch that docking and the crew hatch open, right? When they open the hatch. From docking to hatch open, I think it takes somewhere like a 40 minutes to an hour because of all the pressurization, differential pressurization for the between the two spacecraft.
From our commander and great views of Dragon up in orbit on your screen right now.
Beautiful view. That camera is on the second stage, filming the Dragon capsule.
It's been about 14 minutes and 30 seconds since. Coming up on 15 minutes now since liftoff today. You got a quick look inside the capsule.
Dragon SpaceX, we had a nominal dehumidifier activation and service section Draco checkouts. Nose cone deploy is in progress.
And Freedom copies all. Thank you.
Confirmation there that our nose cone deploy is underway.
Let's go back. Let's watch that replay from launch. See if we can watch that again.
It means that the 6 hooks that hold the nose cone in place.
Oh, I can't go back. That's fine.
Thrusters and the docking hatch.
All right, beautiful view. That the camera, it's on the second stage.
Incredible views from our crew up in space on your screen right now, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to the view out of Dragon's window as they make their way to the space
Nice,
station.
beautiful.
I can only imagine. And that journey to
Do you
the
think
space
one day
station
you're gonna
will
be
take
able to do
about 28 hours, so they
space
will ride until tomorrow afternoon. In the meantime,
travel
they'll
and
have the
take
opportunity to get
civilians
out of their suits,
into space
to
for
get out of their seats as
like
well,
tours
and
and
kind of just enjoy the ride. They're going to shift
or
into some
I don't know.
off-duty time.
It's because
That
that's
allows
a
them
very
to,
really
hear
harsh
that they
environment to
want
go.
to.
It's
That
not
allows
easy.
them to,
You think it's easy
maybe
to,
even call down to
but
the
it's
ground.
not. It's a
They
lot of
also
preparation. I don't know.
obviously
Maybe
get some
who
sleep
knows in the
before a really
future,
big
right?
day tomorrow,
It's gonna be
monitoring
easier
the arrival
and
and
cheaper
docking to the
because it's really
International Space
expensive to
Station. Of course, we're going to cover all of
to
that live. I'm
take
really looking forward to
astronauts
seeing two
into
more crew members
orbit.
float into the orbiting laboratory. And if you're just joining us, we did lift off now at 16 minutes and 29 seconds ago. That was right on time at 1:17 p.m. Eastern Time from Space Launch Complex 40 down at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. We have 2 members on board Dragon today. That's NASA astronaut Nick Hague, who's serving as the commander, and Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexander Gorbanov, who's making his very first flight to space. Once they arrive at the International Space Station tomorrow afternoon, they will be joining 9 other crew members on orbit. They'll be up there for about a week. A week is probably the best guess until the Crew-8 team, it is time for that crew to come home. Of course, they launched about 7 months ago at this point, and they will undock after they have completed a handover period with the Crew-9 crew, bringing them up to speed on everything that they've been working on for the last 7 months in orbit. So once they depart, we'll be back down to our typical approximately 7 people living and working aboard the International Space Station.
We are getting really spectacular views from
Hello.
space today. Shot there of our MVAC engine.
All right,
We did
beautiful
get
view from the
confirmation
second
several minutes
stage.
ago of SES-1.
That's gonna be
We know that nose cone opening is underway as well. Those are
second stage.
is gonna
Be
be
destroyed. It's gonna be burned. Once it
And,
enters
that nose
back
cone is
into
closed
the
during
atmosphere,
launch to
they're not gonna
protect
show
the
that,
docking
of
hatch,
course.
To protect 4 bulkhead thrusters that we will use for some of the larger
But that's
burns
the
that help us get to the International
they don't
Space Station.
recover the second stage anymore. They used to in the beginning, but now they don't do that
One of the other things
anymore.
we're doing right now is going ahead and opening the ECLSS system, which stands for the Environmental Control and Life Support System, which
Beautiful
will be
view, look at
activated
that.
inside of Dragon. As Leah mentioned earlier, soon our crew will be able to get their visors open and get out of their spacesuits and settle in for that 20-hour ride, or 28-hour ride to the International Space Station.
Tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central. It's
The
docking.
views there of the opening of Dragon's nose cone on the left-hand side of your screen.
Oh, they are opening the nose of the Dragon's
Coming up
capsule.
on 19 minutes since liftoff today, the crew again had a good
So
orbital
tomorrow is the
insertion, and
docking
that
with the
actually
International
puts
Space Station.
14
We're gonna
people
try
currently
to
in low
live
Earth
stream
orbit.
that
That includes
for you
the,
guys.
those living on the International Space Station right now, as well as those living on the Chinese space station. So a total of 14 humans are now not off the planet, but rather orbiting around it.
Okay, that's good information to know. The Chinese space station and the International Space Station. So in total, 14 people, 14 human beings are now
More good
orbiting
views from
the
our
Earth.
Dragon nose cone on the left-hand side of your screen. As it very
Yeah, the
gradually
nose
is
of
going
the
to open.
capsule,
Obviously, in space,
Dragon
everything we
capsule
do
opening.
has an equal and opposite reaction. So slow and steady really wins the race here.
Again, now 20 minutes.
Let's see when it's going to be the next launch.
Dragon is flying free from the second stage. And it looks like they're about to enter an orbital nighttime. So now that they're at orbital velocity, that's 17,500 miles per hour, they are going to see 16 sunrises and sunsets a day. Again, it was an on-time liftoff at 1:17 p.m. Eastern Time from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, and a clean ride uphill.
All right, the next launch is going to be tomorrow, right? It's the OneWeb launch tomorrow. I think that's from the
from Mission Control.
I think that's from the
today.
Vandenberg.
One of the things
I think it's
heard
from Vandenberg
One of the
Space
things you may hear every time we communicate
Force
with the
Base,
crew is a slight
Air Force
beep
Base
beforehand.
in California.
Called a
That's
Quindar
tomorrow.
tone,
Let's
and
see what
actually
time's
dates
going to
all the way
be.
back to the early days of human spaceflight, and is effectively a radio signal indicating that we're communicating between the crew in orbit and our mission control team on the ground.
Oh, it's going to be at night. 11:54 p.m. California time. So 8:54 p.m.
We now have views back inside the capsule.
Eastern time.
We had a nominal nose
Okay.
opening.
Not bad. I think we can do that. So after the
ground
docking,
station
we
pass.
probably
If
can
you've
watch
got any fluffy
that launch
stowaways
from
you'd like to introduce.
Vandenberg Space Force Base in California.
Yeah, Freedom copies. Good Draco checkout, good nose cone opening. And I just so happen to.
Yeah, they're going to the
furry
International
friend with me.
Space Station. Sorry, that flickering on the image there. It's not me. It's the camera on the capsule.
Yeah, SpaceX Freedom. So yeah, I've got a little Falcon here. I love the package of Falcon.
Oh, look at
9.
that little
Yeah,
Falcon.
we've got a Falcon on board with us. This one's a multi-flyer though. Was on my first flight with Alexa and I, and with Alexa and I and Christine.
Yeah,
now
the camera is
me and Alex. So say hello to Aurora.
Aurora. That's the name of the.
And we see your Dragon. Actually, a good view right now because we're looking at the display cam.
So again, guys, tomorrow, say hello to us in the chat if you're watching here for the first time. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And tomorrow we're gonna do the live stream again for the docking. We're gonna watch the docking live. Tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central.
Yes, good Draco checkup.
Spectacular views of our Crew-9 astronauts and zero-G indicator up in orbit. Human spaceflight has come so far in the last 5 years with Dragon. Since Demo 2 in May of 2020, SpaceX's Dragon fleet has launched a total of 54 crew members to space, 34 on behalf of NASA and their partners, and 20 commercial astronauts, including the first 2 all-civilian missions to space and the first 3 all-private passenger missions to the International Space Station.
In
In addition to flying people, excuse me, SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft also enables researchers the opportunity to fly critical science to orbit. And that's just like what we saw with the 3 investigations that NASA's Human Research Program flew on Polaris Dawn. So far, SpaceX and Dragon have carried over 1,000 research experiments
on the goal for them to
orbit, both to the International Space
get
Station
out of their
and on our
seat,
free-flyer missions as well.
right?
From
And they're
DNA
gonna get out of
sequencing
their
to 3D
suits.
printing, studies enabled by Dragon and the International Space Station test a variety
You see
of
that everything
technologies,
in
systems,
space
and materials
slow,
that will be
right?
needed
It
for
takes
future
time. There's a bunch of
exploration
checklists
missions.
to go
Every
through.
mission yields
It's not
critical
like just
research and learnings that help make life both
going
on
and
Earth and in space
that's
better.
it, right? There's a bunch
And
of
flights
things
like
to go
today's
and
help us
follow,
continue to
procedures,
lay
right?
this foundation
Checklists,
for our future among the stars,
checks.
and continue
Check
our
that,
mission
check
to make
that.
life multiplanetary.
It's a bunch of procedures for them to follow.
But for now, we'll be signing off from SpaceX, and we're going to send you back over to NASA. But before we go, we do want to thank NASA.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. That's the end of the transmission here. Tomorrow at 6:30
it was a really special mission. It was
Eastern Time and 5:30 Central. We're gonna go and do the live stream for the docking at the International Space Station. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow us, and leave a comment below.
We're going to send it back
Bye-bye.
to Zena and Daryl at Kennedy Space Center to wrap up today's launch coverage.